Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with another amazing math lesson. And look down here in the corner, I've graced you with my beautiful face because there's been so many requests to see me as I speak. So here we go. We're going to talk about point-slope form. This is still Chapter 8, still talking about lines, linear equations, graphing them, and understanding different types of equations. So today, you're going to learn to find the equation of a line when you're given a point in the slope. And point-slope form is really the only new vocab that you need. So here we go. This is point-slope form. When you have the slope, we usually say m. Sometimes they use k. Passing through x1 and y1, we write it like this. y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's probably gibberish to you, but a point is in xy format, and you just plug it in. So we're going to try that, where we plug in our point into this little format. First, we'll just look at point-slope form, and then we will change it to intercept form. So here we go. Y minus 1 equals 1/3 x plus 6. We want to identify the slope and one of the points on this line. Well, it's really easy in this format because we know m is slope. If m is slope, then our slope equals 1/3. So far, so good. We also know that this is y1 and this is x1. All right? So we're going to write it in kind of this format where we have an ordered pair. Our y1 is just 1 because we have y minus y1, y minus 1. And then our x1 is a little tricky because notice it's x minus x1. But up here it's a positive. So what would we do to change that? We got to rewrite it using subtraction. So it'd be x minus -6 equals x plus 6. So our x value is really -6. So a point on this line is -6, 1. Our slope is, our slope is 1/3. And the whole point of this is to be able to graph it, right? Because graphing is an easier way sometimes to interpret data. So if I have a graph here, I'm going to start with this point, -6, 1, and I'm going to graph it. I go down, I go over to -6. We always do the x value first. I go up to 1, and I put a little point there. And then I can use my slope, a positive 1/3. So I'm going to go up 1, rise, over, run, 1, 2, 3, over 3, rise, over, run, 1/3. And now, I'm sorry, it's not going to be straight, but I'll do my best. I have that line of the equation. So this point-slope form is really nice when we want to graph a linear equation. So there you go. That's point-slope form. That's how we graph it. Let's look at a different slope and a different point and see if we can come up with the point-slope form. So remember, this is point-slope form, and I want to know the equation. So the slope is 4, so I'm going to plug that in for my m. My x value is 5. I'm going to plug that in there. My y value is -2. I'm going to plug that in there. And now I just fill everything else in. And that's my point-slope form. Pretty easy to go, when they give you this, into point-slope form. The only thing you have to worry about is, oh, I am so sorry. I almost made a mistake here. That I was just going to tell you the most common mistake, and I made it. So y is -2. So -2, that's a y minus -2, which would be a y plus 2. I almost fell into the trap of math, making that silly mistake with my negative. So here's my point-slope form. Okay? Now we're going to do something really, really, really awesome, because math is awesome. We're going to do two different equations, point-slope form and slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b form. So I'm going to start with point-slope form. There's the basic equation. I'm going to start plugging stuff in. I have y minus, here's my y1, 7, equals, my slope is -5, times x minus, my x1 is -3, so that becomes a +3. So I have y minus 7 equals -5, x plus 3. Okay, that is the point-slope form. I want to change it to this form here. And if you remember, this form is y equals mx plus b. So what I have to do now is solve for y. I'm going to do this little thing here, and I'm going to add 7, which means I add 7 over here. Now, I'm not quite done. So I'm going to just highlight this as our point-slope form. Because those cancel, I'm left with y equals -5, x plus 3 plus 7. Now what I need to do is distribute. Use that wonderful property that we love. And I get y equals -5x minus 15 plus 7. I get to combine these like terms, -15 and a +7. And I get, I'm going to continue that line so you can see it. Y equals -5x. -15 plus 7 is a -8. So y equals -5x minus 8. So now I have point-slope form, or I have slope-intercept form. This is where the line is going to cross the y-axis. This is my slope. So both of those are very useful. You can go from one form to the other form. It is awesome, exciting stuff. Last thing we're going to do here. Oh, that's it. I thought we were going to do one more. But that's all we have. That is point-slope form, going from point-slope to slope-intercept form. Hope you enjoyed it. Here are some practice problems that you can do if you just want to practice and see if you know how to do it. If you do, pause right now because I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. There you go. There you go. There's your equation. There's your equation. All right, guys. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you maybe in class right now or tomorrow, depending on where you're watching this. All right. Bye-bye.